everybody, and welcome to the Joyful Finding Show this beautiful December 19th, 2025. This is the last Joyful Finding Show of 2025 because we are getting ready to wrap up this year. Oh, the time is flying. I want you all to have a very Merry Christmas next week, and I plan on having some time to figure things out in the next couple weeks because things keep happening. So I'm sure you guys can relate with that. Things are happening, kind of like getting switched up on you, things you weren't expecting and things like that. I feel like I'll talk about a little bit of that tonight. I feel like I'm going to talk a little bit about everything tonight because I've had this like really, I'm going to call it a roller coaster week, but not in a bad way at all. Like it's like sped right through and I'm getting everything done and, and things like that. But it's just been, Monday was a lot. Monday was a lot though. Monday was a lot. So how are y'all doing out there? I'm so happy you're here. I see there's a few more people popping up in here. Glad you guys are joining me. What are y'all doing for the holidays? What are you purging for this year? What are you getting rid of? Because I feel like we got some of that going on too, where there's a lot of purging going on. Okay, so I also want to mention this, that before the show, I got a really, like, my head started to hurt, like I was getting a headache. You know what I mean? And I'm like, where is this coming from all of a sudden? And then it cleared. And so we're going to do a lot of healing again tonight because I don't know what people are feeling. And sometimes I tap into people before I even know that they're coming. So maybe this is someone out there that's feeling this already. Maybe it's in your third eye or your head somewhere because I feel like there's a lot of tension in there. And I know it's not mine because I was fine right before everything started to get to showtime. So I'll probably say hello to a few of y'all because I know there's a few of you out here right now. Thank you for joining today. I'll start over on Rumble. Right now I see Robert and I see Jules. Hello, Robert and Jules. How are you? And the Richard is hanging out over there as well. Let's see if there's anybody else. That's what I got over there. Over there on Rumble, I got some Ruth Saltman. Hello, darling. How are you today? We got some Marsha going on over there, and Barbara, and Jill, and Roy. And I know Dia and Susie are also out there listening. So, welcome. I'm so glad you could all be here. The energy is... I'm telling you, the energy right now is like, maybe like kind of like being on speed. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just so fast. I can't even describe it. Okay. So this week, it's been one of those weeks. Okay. It's been one of those weeks. So I'm thinking that, where do I want to start with all that? Because it's been a really fast week. A lot of things have transpired, taken place, and and my life keeps shifting and changing, and there's many blessings on the way. But that's not just for me; that's for all of us. We're all in this roller coaster ride, and we're all just flowing with it right now, the best that we can, holding on maybe for dear life, depending on the corners or whatever. Yeah. Okay. So a weird thing happened this week, right? So just the other day, I'm going to use an example, and Dia's out there, so I can use this example. So the other morning, I was kind of like in that sleep waking up type of space in my waking up or whatever, and I hear Dia say to me, "It's your turn," and I'm like, "What?" I even said it out loud. Right? I'm like, "What?" And I still don't know exactly 100% what it means. But we were able to, talk through it that day. And I'll be like, what was that? You know what I mean? Because it was like she was right in my room talking to me. And I was like, what? And I'm still like, what about it? But so when she texted me today and said, think about it, some more. And it's like an ability. So as I'm driving today, this is something that I've noticed. Maybe I haven't brought this up yet. I don't know. But as it happened again, I knew that I had to bring it up with you. Okay. So And I feel like I did bring this up once before. So maybe there's a reason why this keeps happening. You know what I mean? People are trying to cut me off or whatever. But anyways, in the car, I'm sitting at the stoplight, and there's 2 lanes that can turn left, right? And I'm in the outer lane, right? And they're on the inner lane. And I always stay right where I'm supposed to because I've been driving a very long time and I'm very good at what I do. Okay. My father's a truck driver, so you had to drive really, really well. Okay. And so I'm making the corner, and the guy in the inner lane, every time that we get into that turn, there's people that just want to cut me off. You know what I mean? And I already know what's happening because I'm thinking about it at the light. And I knew it wasn't going to be the truck that was right next to me, but it was the car that was behind that. You know what I mean? And people, don't be in that much of a hurry because it's not crazy. But it was like I knew that was going to happen. Of course, when it happened, I was swearing and beeping my horn. There's 2 lanes, and because you still get a little upset every once in a while. You know what I mean? Even though I know it's coming. You know what I mean? I know it's coming, but, maybe they need awareness. I don't know. But I feel like that's also something that might be coming online for a lot of you. Kind of like a knowing before it happens. You know what I mean? A knowing before it happens. Are any of you experiencing this? Yes. Jules says typical Florida traffic. Yes. I think they all got their driver's license out of a Cracker Jack box because it's not good. It's not good. Yes. It's craziness. Hello, Carol Ann. Hello, Pooja. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here, bringing your energy in. Now that I feel like there's more people in here, let's bring in all that healing energy. Each one of you out there listening to this right now are this magnificent healer for yourself and for others, because you are a beacon of light that God created to send to this earth at this time in this place for us to come together for this exact time. And I mean momentarily and in this time, whatever this time is in this time when you're experiencing this time. That's because there's a lot of timelines. But anyways, I can't go into that now. So the healing energy that you all are, you are vibrating at the frequency and sound of total relaxation, peace, and healing within your bodies. Okay? You might start to feel your vibration. I know it's starting to happen because my bowls are starting to vibrate. So feel into your healing energy and spread it out to the world, because we could all use it right now, because there's a lot of things that are going to happen very quickly and very fast, and not everyone's going to understand. And you are all like the little lighthouses in your little areas, because we're all around the world. You're tapping in from everywhere. You're all over. All over. Audie. All right. Is that Audrey? Just curious. You'll have to let me know if that's Audrey. Because if it was, I was just thinking about you yesterday. And I'm thinking it is the way you're saying hey to me. So, thank you for being here. Pat's here. All right. So, again, see yourselves as this beautiful healing vessel. You're like an open conduit of healing light sent from source down into this human hemisphere that we're in. You know what I mean? And radiating that for the changes, because it's like breaking. It's like I saw that meme where there's that lady and there's all the cracks in her. She's like made out of cement and the light is cracking through. Like, that's where we're at right now. Like, everything is cracking. Like, there's going to be a rebirth going on, because it reminds me of an egg. Oh, yeah, I was right. It is Audrey. So it's like this rebirth that's going on. And like this year is going to be a lot of newness, right? Because we've talked about this before. This is a 9-year. We're getting into the ending of this 9-year. That's why you're purging old patterns, people, places, things, whatever it is, maybe even just the thought patterns, whatever it is that's not serving you in going to move you into this new space that we're going into. Okay, we're going into this new space of healing, this new space of unity. There's a lot of things within that realm that we can not maybe see yet, but I think you are starting to experience it. Okay, you're starting to experience it, and as changes come up, you're just going to roll with it. Okay, you're not going to have fear, because I feel like that's where things are going to hold things up, right? So things are starting to change in my life. I feel like I need to talk about this stuff a little bit, because maybe some of you guys can relate, right? So y'all know that I've had a part-time job for a little while. Well, that's all getting ready to change, and that's coming to an end, right? And then I'm like, all right, so that is telling me, one, not to worry, because when you worry, then that stops the money flow, right? We're just going, all right, changes have to be made now. Okay. So I'm like, all right, so I have to get myself out there more. And I've been getting that message because I haven't really been out in the public a whole lot since 2020. When I stopped working at Wild Ginger, a little bit here, there, and everywhere, but so sporadic. And being down at Lola Blue for the last, year to 12 to 15 months, whatever it is now, it's been over a year. I'm being called that I need to get out there more. So in whatever way that I feel that I'm supposed to get out there, I'm not 100% sure yet, but, I'm still playing around with that. You know what I mean? I'll see what happens out there in Sarasota world and everywhere else. I know Audrey and I actually talked about me teaching a class again, the last time we spoke. And I know there's people out there that like that as well. Lenka loves doing stuff like that because she's also a good teacher. So Lenka, thank you for being here as well. So, you just kind of have to roll with the punches, and just be like, all right, we got this. You know what I mean? See, Jill says, I'm so scared we don't have somewhere to live right now. Well, Jill, if you just sold your house and you're still deciding on what you're going to do or what area you're going to be in, rent an Airbnb for the next 3 months. That's what a lot of people do when they're selling their houses right now. And don't be scared, because the right property is going to come for you. Whatever happened for a reason. And maybe it's this exact thing. I don't know. I haven't tapped in to give you a message yet, but that's just my, just find yourself somewhere to rent for 3 to 6 months. You know what I mean? Maybe 6 months so that, or longer than 6 months. So you don't have to pay, if it's in Florida, you don't have to pay that extra tax. Just saying, there's options out there. There's options. So yeah, so you are all, now that I see more people are popping in, I'm going to talk about that healing beacon of light again, because you guys are very, 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 very powerful healers. And that's maybe why I was feeling the head stuff earlier and stuff like that. So you guys are all like bringing in all this beautiful energy. You're all like these beautiful waterfalls of light in this beautiful realm that we're in, that we call Earth. Okay. So, and changes, I want to talk about that some more too. Yeah. So changes are coming up for people, and they might feel like they're scary, but God doesn't give you more than you can handle. You know what I mean? And I find that fear actually sets you back a little bit, because I've been there. When I was losing my house in 2008, there was fear there. I had a young child. He wasn't even 4 yet. And I was losing my house. So I can relate with that, Jill. You know what I mean? But I prayed to God that night that I knew that I was definitely losing my house and I needed a place to live. I asked for a safe place to raise my child that I could afford. Girl, I'm still in the house. I've been here almost 18 years. God provided for me when I was afraid, and I asked for what I need. All right. Well, if you're in Georgia and you want to stay in Georgia, find a rental there for the 6 months or whatever. But don't have any fear about it. You know what I mean? Don't have any fear. Just put all your other stuff in storage. You know what I mean? And roll with it. Maybe this is the adventure that you needed for the changes. You know, just like I needed the changes. Maybe I was, you know, the changes that are coming upon me are those of what that needed to take place, because I know that my spiritual gifts and things are going to be needed moving in the future. And I have a lot of things going on in my mind on how I would like to work that out. Again, it all takes money to do it. You know what I mean? But it'll all work out. So we got this. We got this, my friends. We got this. We definitely got this. Oh, we got Robin out there now. Welcome, Robin. Wow, we got a bunch of you guys all popping in here tonight. So just roll with the changes. God's got you. You're protected. You're being divinely guided. Tap into that and see where that takes you. All right. All right. Audrey says, yes, I'm in the residential construction business. Living arrangement issue happens more often than you want to think. Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Audrey. It's craziness. And I feel like there's all that adjustment going on right now, too, because I don't know. Are the builders still building right now? Have they slowed down? Where is all this shift going? You know what I mean? Because it's in every facet of our lives. You know what I mean? Whether it's, you know, the big box stores, you know, whatever they're doing. And then all these things, you know, there's all this stuff is going on all at once. It's kind of crazy, but kind of cool at the same time, because we've asked for this change. We wanted this change. God is supporting this change. You know what I mean? So we got this, my friends. We got this. And Barbara says the joy is in the journey. And that's it. We're finding the joy in the journey. Joy in the journey. You know what I mean? And I'm Santa's little helper. You know what I mean? I'm a little elf today, you guys. I got dressed up for you guys. So I'm Santa's little helper. So Santa's going to bring you some great gifts this year. You guys, great gifts are on the way. That's what I'm hearing in my head. Great gifts are on the way. And you guys are a gift to each other. I want you to remember that you guys are a gift to each other. Okay? Super important to remember that, because you all come into each other's lives, because some of you all have gotten to know each other, you know, in the chats or whatever. Some of you know each other personally. You know, I know a handful of you personally. So it's like all this weaving. Oh, this goes with sewing again. Dia, sewing. It's like weaving. We're weaving. We're like weaving a rip, or what the hell are we doing? We are weaving something together here. And it kind of feels like time and space, my friends. That's the best way for me to describe it in my mind's eye, okay, is time and space. So what else did they want me to share? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, because it's going to be a good one next year. We've been through a lot of stuff, you guys. Probably most of our lives. You know what I mean? So it's like, just roll with it. We got this. No fear. No fear. God said no fear. No fear. You guys are all wearing your armor of God. You're all protected. Okay? Because I feel like protection is super important right now. There's a lot of things being slung out there. And there's a lot of information out that just came out, you know, even just as today, that is going to, you know, freak some people out in a way that they're probably not prepared for. So put on your armor of God, and know that God's protecting you, and you'll know what you need to know when you need to know it. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot of information coming on, and they want me to clap so I can get rid of that energy. We don't need that in here because we're talking about healing. It's also a new moon tonight. I think tonight's the new moon, right? So if it's a new moon, what do? You set out the intentions. What are your intentions moving forward right now? What is it that you want to manifest and create in your life right now? You are the master creator, right? So it's your mindset. Like, where's your mindset right now? You know what I mean? It's just like if you were watching a movie and you wanted to create your perfect life, what would that scene look like? What would it look like? Are you imagining that in your mind? Or do you let those little thoughts creep in that go, hey, no, that's a bad idea. No, you can't do it. There's all these, like, you know, these little negative little gnats that kind of show up and kind of get in your brain sometimes, and they're like, you know, freaking you out, and you know, and leading you into a fear pattern. So we're going to kick them to the curb. They don't belong here anymore. And we're going to start to truly stand in our power, the master creator, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, all the abilities that we have as the spiritual being that we are. You know, I was thinking about this today, because it's like when I went to group last night, there was more validation, because sometimes I still wonder, how do I know what I know? Okay. But then I get validation from someone about something I said to them, and it just, like, it still blows my mind. Okay. It really just does. I still I can't comprehend. My human brain doesn't understand how it happens. But when I get into the flow, into that energy, and just let it happen, you have so much hidden knowledge inside of you already. You know, it's just like, I knew that guy was going to cut me off. This is probably like Groundhog Day. I've probably lived this life before. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. But I don't know why I'm bringing that up too. Maybe you feel like you're still caught in that loop, because that's what Groundhog Day was, like, caught in that loop. You guys need me to break out my loop picture. So we're breaking out of all those loops that we've ever been in. We're just like, we're out of here. We don't want any part of that anymore. We just don't. Okay. Yes. So that also reminds me of something. Okay, so as I'm sitting here, you know, I still have paintings next to me. They want me to bring this one up again, because this was the very first one that when I got into my spiritual journey. I know it's kind of hard to see, because I'll turn it this way. But it has a lot of dots in it, right? And this always represented us, and it was never complete. You know what I mean? I never completed it, and I didn't know why. And I still don't feel like I'm supposed to complete it. I feel like I'm supposed to talk about it in that way. Right. And that had to have been, when did I paint that? That had to have been 2009. Before I got into my spiritual journey a lot, right? Maybe 2010, because that's when I started to branch out. Right. And then this one was in 2012. And this one's a lot more complete. Okay, because I feel like I was just going, all right, we're all in this together, right? But now I can kind of see, like, how we're all in this together, right? Because I feel like these different dots and different colors represent different people. But then I feel like this is the outside, right? And this is like the fishbowl that we're kind of in, you know what I mean? And I feel like there's a lot of things going on in here, but we've been stuck in a lot of different loops, right? But God's always been in the center of it. We just had to choose to loop out. And it looks like we had to find our voice to do it. You know what I mean? It's like we had to go through all our chakras. Look at that. As I'm saying that now, we had to go through that root chakra. We had to get through that fear factor, right? And then there's a little bit of orange and stuff going on. And what's that? Our creativity. We had to find our creativity. And then we had to take our power back. And then when we found our voice, that's when we can get out and finally get to that spiritual place. But I feel like a lot of us now are getting into that right now, and we're breaking out of that loop, right, in a lot of different ways. And it's funny how I can pull that picture out every time and tell a different story from it every time. You know, I can't make this stuff up. Good night, Richard. Have a good night. There'll probably be a message here for you in a little bit. And have a very Merry Christmas, my friend. I'll probably see you tomorrow night. I should probably mention that now, since I'm going to bring it up. Spiritual Message Circle tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Rumble, YouTube, all the channels that we're on. The spiritual message circle is a lot of fun. All the Goldylocks hosts get together and we give you some beautiful messages that all kind of like blend together. It's kind of magical how it happens. So I want you guys to tap in and enjoy that if you can, because that'll be also the last one of 2025. We're getting, I don't, do you have a show on Sunday, or is that the last show? Saturday is our last show, or Tiffany might have a show. But if not, we're done until we'll see you January. So join in if that's what you're feeling called to do, my friends. That'll be a lot of fun. What else did I want to say? There was something else. The new moon I did want to bring up, even though that's not something I normally bring up, but it came up 3 times today. So I figured I need to share that as well. Is there anything that I've said or anything that you have on your minds tonight that need to be released so that you don't feel the burden of it? Because I feel like you just have to see it as like a little dove. That's what I'm saying, a little white dove right now. So whatever that burden was, poof, it turned into a beautiful little dove, and you're just going to set it free. Okay, and it's going to stay around. It's going to watch you a little bit, but it has a mission of its own, and it's no longer left to stay with you, and you feel your peace again. So that's what I'm feeling for a lot of you tonight. That's what I'm feeling. Feeling. All right, you guys, my friends. Let's see, am I missing any of you loves? I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. And Audrey, I thought of you last night. I was at group last night. I was thinking of you. Let's see. All right, I think this is a great time to have a word from my sponsor, beautiful Marsha Morris of Feng Shui in My Space. If you guys are ready to change up your space, maybe now is the time, right? Like the new year's coming. You know, if you haven't done your fall cleaning yet, maybe this is a great time to move some things around. Maybe there's someone out there that's feeling that in their throat chakra. So Feng Shui in My Space is a great way to give a gift as well. So you guys check it out. Change up your space with Feng Shui in My Space. Awesome. Like I said, check out Feng Shui in My Space. You guys are ready to change it up next year. That's the best way to do it. Get the chi flowing through your space. Yay. Thank you, Marsha, for being a sponsor of the Joyful Finding Show. Thank you. Appreciate you. And I want to say thank you, Barbara, for that $10 donation, and Merry Christmas and gratitude. You will be number 1 this evening. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then Lola Blue down there in Northport makes amazing products, soaps, deodorants, you name it. My new favorite right now between the tallow and the magnesium is now the lip balm. She has a tallow lip balm in peppermint and orange, and I just got the orange last night. Oh, it smells like dreamsicles, you guys. Dreamsicles on your lips. And my lips are so soft and shiny now. So you guys check it out. LolaBlueLiving.com. Discover the art of clean living with LolaBlueLiving.com. Handcrafted in Northport, Florida, our natural soaps, soy candles, and shampoo bars bring eco-friendly luxury to your daily routine. From refreshing sugar scrubs to soothing CBD massage creams, every product is made with love and care. Elevate your self-care game and shop now at LolaBlueLiving.com. Feel good, live better naturally. Yes, do that. And if you use the code mistletoe at Lola Blue between now and December 31st, you get to save 15%. And let me tell you, it's worth it because the products are amazing. So check it out today, you guys. LolaBlueLiving.com for your 15% off and mistletoe. Mistletoe. I want to thank them for being amazing. All right, so Audrey says, yeah, I looked at my clock an hour beforehand and I knew I couldn't make it. You were right. Work is booming. I knew you'd get busy, girl, because you're good at what you do and you love what you do, which is most important. I can't wait till I have enough money so I can get you to design my house because that's what I really want. You know what I mean? Or even my commercial space because I want to have commercial space at some point too. So I have a lot of dreams that I'm shooting for. Can you tell? I want to build a house. I just want to build from the ground up. I want to start with my own foundation. You know what I mean? I feel like that's important moving forward because I think that opportunity will be there for a lot of people. I feel like you all out there, that's what I kind of got is like, I got Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's, and then I got 4 dots. And 4 dots to me is that foundation. Okay. Because I feel like you are building your new foundation to start anew, right? It's like maybe you've changed things up, whatever it might be, but I feel like there's definitely some things that are going to be going on there. All right, so how am I going to do this tonight? First is Barbara because she just donated, so thank you, Barbara. Much appreciated. And thank you for the Christmas joy. All right, and then I'm just going to scan through your names. You guys were changing up a lot of the energy right now. Yeah, and if you guys want to tip or donate, those are most appreciated. You can do that over on my Venmo or on whatever platform you're on. I don't think you're able to do that on YouTube yet, but you can definitely do that over on Rumble. And what else? Oh, and if you don't want to do that, just hit like on whatever podcast you're watching me from or whatever, outlet you're watching me from, Rumble, hit the little heart or the thumbs up or whatever it is that you might be, wherever you're at. Hit the affirmation button. We like this show. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Barbara. Let's see what's shaking in your world. Barbara. All right. You just are going with the flow too. And as I'm drawing out these names, they want me to pull out the animal cards because I feel like you guys are all connecting in with nature right now. And I always get a cool message with the animals because I feel like you guys are calling in. I feel like you are trying to come into balance with nature and spirit in what we call this world, right? Oh, and this is so funny. I was going to say this to you anyways, Barbara. The dolphin is telling you to go with the flow, right? And it's always joyful and having fun and playing. You know what I mean? And it always finds someone to play with because they usually go in pods or whatever, and sometimes they don't. But I feel like this dolphin is also a 4, right? It's also your new foundation, which will be coming in the new year too. But I feel like you need to have a little bit more fun. So I feel like all the things that you are creating is going to be started into either a little Etsy shop, or maybe you're going to start to do, some kind of events, you know what I mean, to get out there and share, whether it's the rocks, the shirts, the paintings, whatever. I'm just going to call you the jack of all trades because you can do it all. But the dolphin is telling you just to go with the flow and to have fun. Okay. And that's most important. And since you tipped me, you can get 2 cards. Let's see what the second one is. Okay. Oh, the raccoon. I think this is about other people in your life because the raccoon, other people wear a mask. You know what I mean? And what is that? It's also a 10. 6 and 4 is 10. So it's another 1. Haha, I can't make this stuff up. So 1 is telling you new beginnings, and you're going to not allow those people in your lives, but they're also very creative, right? These little raccoons, they're very creative and very clean about what they do sometimes, unless they leave the trash all over the place, but, they're very cute and cuddly too. but somebody around you or someone that's been around you is definitely wearing a mask. And I think that's about to come off. So maybe you've already recognized that. I feel like we almost talked about this person this week, actually. Now that I just say that, Barbara. So I think you know who that person is. The female that we talked about that was wearing the mask, hiding things. Maybe there's more to see there. And also, you're going to have a great time next month when you go see the kids. Everyone will be chilled out after that. All right. So let me see. Let me mark off Barbara because I just did Barbara. Thank you for being here, darling. Barbara. All right. My marker's drying out. I need new markers, you guys. I used all my blue ones first, and then I went through all my other colors after that. All right. So let's see who's going to be next. So I'm going to name off your names just to make sure that you guys hear your name. And if you still want a message, I want you to say so in the chat, please. Dia and Susie, you guys don't have to say anything in my text. I already know you do. Jill and Roy, Ruth, Jules, Richard, I know he does. He's at work. Robert, Carol Ann, Pooja, Audrey, Pat, Lanka, and Robin. Am I missing anybody? Let me just scan the chat here for a hot minute. Barbara says, wonderful. Thank you. Happy New Year. Heck yeah. Happy New Year. All right. All right. Miss Jules says yes. Okay, cool. All right. So, Miss Jules, since you're not here very often, I'm going to tap into you right now. So I'm going to cross you off my list. I'm just going to bounce around today in a new way. I'm doing things in a new way. All right. So, Jules, what am I getting for you? Oh, this is fun. Jules, you have the power to create from absolutely nothing. Okay. So you are in a new process of being able to create. All right. So this is your empty slate of what it is that it's like a true new beginning. Okay. And I got a second card for you because when you pull out a blank one, you kind of have to add one that goes with it. So this is the hawk. So you've been getting a message about something you're supposed to be creating. So they want you to pay attention to the message that keeps coming to you. And I also feel like this has something to do with a partnership or something too, because I'm getting the number 2 and stuff. You know what I mean? So maybe it's two of you coming together for this creativity. I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but I feel like this is like the brand new beginning. Like, just wipe everything else away and listen to the messages that have been flowing to you, because I feel like that's super important as we move forward, because you're very intuitive. You don't always trust what you're hearing, but I'm getting it's time for you to start hearing what it is you want to hear. Okay. All right. Let's see. Robin says, I'm still here. Robert says, message, please. Ruth Ann says, I didn't hear my name, but there is some background noise here. Ruth, I did name you off. I'm pretty sure I wrote your name down somewhere. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Ruth. I got you. Pat says, yes, please. Woo-hoo. Carolyn says, message, please. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, let's see who's next. All right, we're going to do Robert next. Robert. Robert's the weasel. Robert's the weasel. The weasel is telling it. What I'm reminded about this guy right here is weasels can get into a lot of different places. So I feel like you are trying to weasel yourself into spaces where you have not felt like you fit in before. I feel like you are, and you're maneuvering yourself well. And this also reminds me of a ferret. You know what I mean? And ferrets are pretty fun and stuff like that. So have you ever had a ferret as a pet or anything? Because I feel like that's super important. And I feel like this double number 33, which is also about 6, it's about family, community. So maybe you're trying to fit in with the family too. You know what I mean? I feel like there's definitely some kind of community stuff going on right there. But I feel like you've got this. I feel like you're going to have more clarity and clarity about where your life is headed when you step into 2026. So I'm going to leave that with you, Robert. Awesome. Yes, the spiritual message is tomorrow night. Oh, Jill, got your Venmo for tomorrow night. Nice. All right. You'll get a bunch of messages tomorrow night then. That's awesome. All right, so let's see what's going on. We're going to do puja next. Puja, 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 puja. Puja. Ooh, the bat. Oh, I was just talking about bats last night. Number 42, also about six in community, nocturnal, right? They fly at night. They do all their stuff at night, but they also have sonar, right? Because they can't see, so they have to bounce the sound off. So I feel like that's super important for you right now. So is there a vibration that you're putting out so that you can find what's around you? You know what I mean? Because everything has an energy signature. So I feel like this has something to do with you tapping in to more of your energy source. And yeah, because that's what they're showing me about this, like the sonar, you know what I mean? Like you're feeling things out in a whole different way. And maybe you haven't been able to sleep at night either, because I think you have a lot on your mind about family and community as well. I think there's some kind of fear that shows up that needs to be let go as well. So I'm going to leave that with you, Pooja. Thank you for being here. Jewel says, thank you very much. I'm ready for a new beginning and would be open to a new partner as well. Thank you so much. Have an amazing holiday season. Yes, you too, my friend. And thank you for that donation, my friend. Thank you, Julia. Appreciate that. Much appreciated. Love you guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, and I just did Pooja. No, I just did Robert, right? And Pooja. I did you both. All right. I'm going to do Carol Ann. Carol Ann. Carol Ann. Carol Ann. Carol Ann. Oh, two want to come out for you. This is so funny. I feel like I talked about these last week. You're right. You're close. Okay, so Carol Ann, I got the horse for you because they're like, hold on, next year is going to be the fire horse. Okay, and this is funny, but you still get distracted. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. It's funny. But it's like these two right here working together. And I also feel like you have a squirrel that comes into the yard and actually likes to hang out with the dogs and make them chase them or whatever. It's like a game. But I feel like next year is going to move super, super fast for you. But you're still going to have some things that are going to like pull your attention in different directions. But I feel like you're going to be able to power through them all. I hope that makes sense to you. I'm going to leave that with you, Caroline. All right. Pooja says, thank you, Melissa. You're welcome. Robert also says, thank you, Melissa. You're welcome. All right, Ruth, you're next. Ruth. Ooh, Ruth gets the dolphin too. Let's pay attention to what shows up twice tonight. So the dolphin is telling you, Ruth, to go with the flow, right? And I feel like this has to do with your creativity as well, okay? So I feel like what else is this little dolphin telling you? It's about your foundation. It's about your creativity. It's about your joy. It's about splashing, having fun. When are you going on vacation? Like you need a vacation, like where you can go see dolphins. Like, are you going to the Gulf of America? I feel like you could take a ride there. You know what I mean? And spend a day on the water or something. But I'm feeling like that's important to you because I feel like that's when it gets a little warmer. It's a little chilly right now, but I feel like you're going to take a vacation where there's dolphins. Maybe you're going to go to the Keys and swim with dolphins, or maybe to the Bahamas and swim with dolphins or something. You know what I mean? I guess I should write some of your guys' names down. All right. Let's see. Who have I done? I did Pooja, Caroline, Robert, and that's it so far. Okay. How much time do I have left? 9:46. We still have some time left. All right, let's see who's next. Audrey. I'm feeling through my cards. What animal's calling out to Audrey? She's been out biking a lot, so I'm sure she's seen a lot of these animals. Ooh, but you don't want to see this one, mountain lion. We don't really have mountain lions here, but we do have panthers and stuff. So this big kitty is also the number 17. So I feel like this is you stepping into your true power, right? You're just like out there, hustling it. You know what I mean? And you ain't taking no shit either, girl. Okay. So what else am I getting from this? You are not afraid to speak your piece at all. You will tell it like it is to no matter what. You've been put into a space and a place, but I feel like you're learning how to do it more gently, if that makes sense. I feel like you're not getting yourself all like in a huff or a puff or, you know, anything like that. And things are just going to keep staying busier and busier and busier because you're really good at what you do, and you're going to continue just making a name for yourself, which is going to be a fabulous thing. So keep up the good work, my friend. Also, more of your abilities that aren't coming online. I know you don't understand that, but we will get a class going in 2026. We will figure that out for sure. We will. Yes. All right, let me write Audrey's name down. Thank you, Audrey, for being here. I'm glad you tapped in tonight, Audrey. That's awesome. All right, so All right, who's next? All right, Robin. Oh, Robin's gonna get the horse too. This will be the second time the horsey came up today. All right, so fast. You just need to take all your power back from outside sources still. There's still some kind of like little things that kind of like jump in your brain, and kind of like they're like little detours. They're like run past them. Like run past the detours. Like don't pay attention to the detour. Just gallop on by. Just run. Okay, and this is the number 8, so I get you're coming full circle with something as well. But it's time for you to move forward with the power of this fire horse that's moving into our next year. I'll have to have Marsha on so we can talk about Feng Shui and the Chinese New Year when it gets close. So I'm going to leave that with you, Miss Robin. All right, let's see what we got here. Carol Ann says, thank you, Melissa. Yes, I have a few squirrels that love to tease the dogs. Thanks. You're very welcome. That's funny because I can see it happening. Let's see. All right, Pat. This is funny because I almost feel like this came up for you recently with someone. But I'm getting the dog for you. This little doggy right here is the number 5 because he's 14, which will equal a 5, right? 1 and 4 is 5. So what I'm getting from this is about your loyalty to yourself. And he also comes through as a guide. He comes through as a guide. Like, I feel like you've had a pet before that maybe even looked like this one a little bit, but he comes through with that energy that's coming through for you right now to help you walk your path. Because sometimes you find it difficult, but he will always stand by your side and walk your path with you. So I'm going to leave that with you, darling. Thank you for being here. I want to make sure I get almost everybody in tonight. All right, so let's see who's next. Let's see, I just did Pat. I better get Richard in before I forget Richard, because I know he'll come back and listen, because he's good like that. Richard. Oh, number 3, the dolphin. We got a lot of going with the flow this evening. It's funny how I can flip through the whole thing. You know what I mean? And I think I told him this last week about vacation and stuff like that. I feel like that's what he needs to do, is go on a vacation as well, going with the flow, getting into the rhythm of life, you know, his rhythm, getting into his own joyful rhythm. So you're going to find it after the holiday season, because I feel like you're super busy at work. But I feel like you'll find more joy in the new year, Richard. And maybe even a mate. All right, let's see what I got next. All right, so I'm going to do Lanka. Oh, this is funny. Of course you get one of these, Lanka. Lanka, you got a blank one. So, woo, you got a new beginning coming up. Let's see what the new beginning's about, or where it starts from. Let's see if they want me to pull this card. Ooh, the porcupine. Sometimes life feels like a porcupine. But I feel like this porcupine is about your protection. You've been protecting yourself so much that you haven't been able to create. So I feel like even though, you could hurt some people. What number is that? That's a number 3. I think that number comes up for you a lot too. But I feel like there's more that you need to look up porcupine about. So I think you need to look that up a little bit on your own. But I feel like all this hard protection is you're so soft on the inside. You know what I mean? But you can be like, rrr, rrr, if you have to. You know what I mean? So I feel like they want me to pull one more card for you because it's important. Oh, because you're in transformation. Of course you are. Because you're transforming, right? We're the number 9. We're letting go of all that old stuff, right? So I feel like this was like you after always having to protect yourself, right? Now going through this and this at the same time. So it's like, what is it that you truly want to create that's going to make you truly, 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 truly happy? Because it's time for you to decide. Decide, decide, decide. All right. Susie gets the snake. Susie, this makes a lot of sense for you. Shedding old skin, getting rid of old things. You're stepping into your new skin. You know what I mean? You're enjoying your life more. I feel like there's a lot of transformation going on with you. You know what I mean? And they're showing a lot of eggs. So, can you get that for me, Christopher?
Snake.
Thank you. It is the snake. And the snake has a bunch of eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eggs. So there's a lot of new ideas that are coming for you as well. So that shows me that like there's 7 opportunities with this snake card. So getting rid of and pulling back those layers, pulling them back. Robin says, thank you. You are correct. I have been releasing. Good job. All right. I got Dia. Let's see what card wants to come out for Dia. Oh, it feels like this one. What's this one? Oh, Dia gets the bat too. This is funny. Because you had bats this summer. So the bat was about, I think that was the sonar stuff. I think you can relate with that too. And also being awake at night, and that's 6. That's about family and community. So picking up on other people's energies so you don't run into them. You learn how to avoid them type of thing. You know what I mean? So you don't run into a building or anything like that. So I feel like that's important. They want me to pick another one for you. Oh, you get the dolphin. So 4. So just it's gonna be about enjoying your life moving forward. It's funny because you've got the sonar from the bat and being nocturnal, and then this little guy is just floating through the water. So you got sky, and you also have water and land. And your mom says I need to pick a third one. Mom's in control tonight. Oh, the antelope. I forgot exactly what the antelope means. But I feel like this antelope.
Gracefulness, maybe?
He could be gracefulness. He's a number 1, though, because he's a 7. 3 and a 7. So that's a 10. So that makes that a 1. So your mom is saying, do you guys have antelope there where you are? I don't know what kind of animals. I know you got deer, maybe. I don't know where antelope live. But your mom is also saying, enjoy your Christmas. You deserve this break. Things are going to happen quickly in the new year. And she is fully supporting everything that you're doing. Thank you for helping your father. She cannot thank you enough. So I'm going to leave that with you, Dia. What would you like to share with my people?
2 things. First, the antelope lives in the desert.
Okay, the antelope lives in the desert.
Yep.
See, you know more than I do. This is why I need you here.
Yep. And Merry Christmas!
Thank you. Like and subscribe. You're always supposed to say that. That's like your lines.
That is not my line anymore.
Okay.
I have no line.
Okay.
Goodbye, everybody.
Okay.
Have a great Christmas, Hanukkah, and a Happy New Year.
Okay, fine. He just wanted to share himself with that. Thank you, Christopher. Let's see what I'm missing over here. Pat says, thank you very much. Goldylocks says, Merry Christmas, Christopher. Ruth says, thank you, Melissa. Vacation sounds amazing. I am grateful for you and all that you do. I love you. Yes, yes, yes. All right, I'll do Jill and Roy together. I feel like you guys need to ground whatever energy it is. See, because right now I just got the squirrel for you guys too. Okay, so your attention's being drawn here, there, and everywhere. Okay, so even though you feel like you don't have a place to be in this moment, you will. But you have to settle with the unsettledness first. This is like an inner journey that you need to conquer. And this goes for you both, and whatever that means for you. But that's my message for you this evening. That's awesome. And I look forward to giving you more messages tomorrow night, probably on the same subject, because that's probably how it'll happen. Now, did I get all of you? I'm kicking everything around. Did I get you all? Did I get you all? I think I did. I don't think there's anyone left on my list. I think I got you all. Yes, I think I did. If there's somebody else out there that would like a message today before we get ready to wrap up the show, we have a couple minutes left. I'd be happy to do that for you. All right, let's see. Oh, I have something over here. Yeah. I probably already, yeah. All right, no problem. No problemo. All right, so let's see. What else? So I only have a couple minutes left. So what are you guys going to do for the holidays? We have 2 coming up. Hanukkah's happening now. Christmas is coming in just a few days. The New Year is going to be a week after that. And spend it with your friends, your family, alone, whatever it is that your heart is calling you to do, because none of it is wrong. If it's right for you, it's right. Okay? Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of self-reflecting going on during this little holiday season, and a little bit more of that purge and all that stuff. Yeah. So, yeah. Tap into all of that. And Tiffany, I got your message. I'll see you tomorrow night as soon as we end the show. I love you too, and I definitely will. But you guys are the most amazing group of people that join in on these shows. Thank you. Definitely hit the like button. I want you guys to have the most amazing holiday that you can have. I want it to be inspirational. I want it to be peaceful. I want you to find a new joy in your day, in your space, whatever it is, because I send many blessings to you. So many. Love. Love all the way through to all of you. So you guys have a happy New Year, a Merry Christmas, and I look forward to seeing you in 2026. And don't forget the show tomorrow night at the Spiritual Message Circle. I totally love you guys. See you next year. Bye.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.